Welcome to the Union Labor Advisory Network podcast, where our mission is to support, educate, and promote informative content relative to the union labor community. For more information, a calendar of events, and union news and updates, you can visit our website, ulanetwork.com, and follow us on all social media platforms by searching ULA Network and/or the Union Labor Advisory Network. And now, on to the show.
Hello friends, and welcome to the Union Labor Advisory Network. I'm Mike Fina. Today I'm very excited to have two very special guests joining us today to learn more about their roles in the union labor community. Today I'm excited to introduce Michael Jordan from Pay Matrix and John Durso, RWDSU Local 338 President and the Long Island Federation of Labor President. I hope you enjoy this interview and look forward to seeing you soon.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, my friend. Good seeing you.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure to sit with you and catch up.
Well, thanks.
Now, there's a couple viewers that might not know who John Durso is. I've had the pleasure, for the greater part of maybe 20 years at this point. Why don't you tell them, who is John Durso?
Well, so for those who don't know me, I am a 50-year member of my union. I'm the president of my Local 338 since 1999. I'm president of Long Island Federation of Labor, which represents 300 locals and 250,000 people in Nassau and Suffolk County. But the most important thing I am a married father of four. My wife and I are 40 years married. I have 7 grandchildren. That's my biggest accomplishment.
That is phenomenal. I'm 22 years in, 3 kids, no grandchildren yet, but
yeah, don't forget, I'm a lot older than you.
Hopefully one day I'll be in your position. Yeah. So what do you strive for every day? What does John Durso get up and say, every day I want to do this or do this better?
Well, I got to tell you, it's always been the same for me. Because I get up every day between 4:30 and 5:30, depending on what's on my mind. Okay? But it's always about making the lives of my members better. I mean, I worked in a supermarket. I worked in a deli. I worked in grocery. I did retail. I didn't go to college. I got very lucky. Somebody had some faith in me. And what I do is a privilege. It's not a job.
Yeah.
This is a privilege, what I do. I get to represent the lives, the families, the future of thousands of people. So every day I get up and think, how can I make their lives better, safer, and easier for them and their families? That's my entire mission.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if the viewers can tell, but the passion behind John Durso is unrivaled for many that I've seen out in the market. So I know you do care. I know you take a lot of pride. I know you love what you do.
Yeah.
And when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work.
That's right.
So what about organizing? Where are you focused these days? Where's 338 going?
We're always looking to organize. And, we represent people in retail and healthcare and, many different facets. We are very proud of the fact that we are the cannabis local. As cannabis becomes more and more a part of society, and we represent the workers in the medical marijuana field, some well over 600 people currently.
Wow.
With good jobs, good benefits, good futures, careers. And as it goes into the legalization of the employers, they have to have a labor peace agreement according to the law.
Yeah.
And so I was just yesterday, we were talking about the fact that we signed 80 labor peace agreements with various employers last week.
Wow.
Just 1 week.
1 week.
Now, that doesn't guarantee them a license, but it gives them the opportunity to apply. It's one of the prerequisites.
Yeah.
So we have that. We have, in 2019, after a 20-year struggle, New York State is allowing farm workers to organize. So Local 338, Local 888, the UFCW International, the RWDSU International we have a coalition of organizing farm workers in this state. And we actually signed up the first unionized winery in the state. and we're in the process of negotiating a contract. So that's all very exciting. But labor is enthused. Labor is growing. There are parts of the country where labor has receded a little, just a little.
Yep.
But in the Long Island region, we've increased. But our union and the labor movement in general is very strong, very vibrant. And you can tell how good labor is doing by the amount of money that is invested to go against us.
Yeah.
You know? You know, years ago, they used to say, well, the labor movement represents such a small part. Then why are you spending billions of dollars? You know, because all what we're about is dignity and respect at the end of the day, Michael.
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
The ULA Network would like to thank our sponsor, Pay a Matrix, for their support in helping to educate and promote union labor and our communities.
You know, and people sometimes fail to realize or remember what labor did for this country and all of us, whether you're in a labor union or not.
Oh, yeah.
Working conditions, wages, benefits were all based on the hard work that, you know, the early adopters were able to put out there.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
We stand on the shoulders of those that came before us, those people who fought for it, and many died for the rights that we enjoy today. You know, people take it for granted that they work a 40-hour work week. Though farm workers, up until Governor Hochul signed the bill, they had to work 60 hours a week before they got an hour of overtime. Now, under Governor Hochul and Commissioner Reardon, that is being reduced, and so that the employer is not adversely affected. They are giving tax credits. So if they pay them overtime, they are getting credits through the state to alleviate some of the pressure. But all of these rights that we have, the health care, the safety, NICOSH, which is all about health and safety, all of this comes from the fighting for the labor movement.
Yeah.
No employer that I've ever dealt with has ever called me up and said, by the way, I just want to do some more for our workers.
Yeah.
Okay, it's always been some negotiation. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get anywhere unless you ask and work, and it's a partnership.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've seen that change clearly over the last couple of decades, where I think both the employer side and labor side understand, hey, we're in the same boat fighting together to help your employees and my members have better lives.
And that's what it should be.
You know?
That's what, there's no need. Look, from time to time, you know, you're married 22 years. I'm married for 40 years.
Yeah.
We don't always agree with our spouses.
Yeah.
But our mission is the same. Make sure our kids are happy, we have a good life. It's the same thing. We don't benefit if an employer goes bankrupt.
Yeah.
We don't benefit if he doesn't do well.
Absolutely.
We benefit when he benefits. We just have to be recognized and be treated as the partner and the foundation in which he builds his organization.
Absolutely. So John, Payer Matrix, you were one of the first adopters of the program a couple years back. Tell me about the experience. What has it meant to you and your fun?
Well, you asked me the question, you see this big smile I got on my face, because Pay a Matrix has made a difference in the lives of my members. It's made a difference in our union. It has taken the pressure off of not just the union, but more importantly, the members who need it. Somebody who needs Pay a Matrix, those drugs, they have enough problems, they have enough issues, they have so much on their plate.
Yeah.
And what Pay a Matrix does is take some of that pressure off. And it helps them to be able to concentrate on what's really important, that's getting healthy.
Yeah.
Pay a Matrix has been nothing short of a godsend to our members and to our union. It's one of the best programs we've ever come across. So we are more than thrilled with it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that feedback, John. I mean, look, I sit with a lot of labor leaders and kind of go over what's keeping them up at night from a cost perspective. Specialty drugs, and I don't care if you're in labor, private sector, public sector, it's at the top of your chart in terms of a cost factor. But to your point, these are for participants that, they got a lot of stuff going on at home. If someone's on one of those specialty meds, they're dealing with a lot of other things. So to the extent that we can partner with organizations like yours to give them that same product at a $0 copay, help the benefit funds save dollars there so that they can allocate those dollars to other benefits, maybe a couple extra pennies in their paycheck, whatever the case may be. I mean, this is the fight we're both fighting.
There's no question. It's what our mission is, Michael. It's your mission. It's my mission. It's for the members, for the participants. It's really nothing short of miraculous what it has done. I have heard from people about how thankful they are, but I have to tell you, we talk about Payer Matrix wherever we go, because the more people know about it, the more they see what it can do. Quite frankly, it needs to be spread the word, because there are unions, there are members who can really benefit from what it does. And like you said, that takes some of the pressure off on negotiations where other things, because you only have a certain amount of money,
exactly.
and you got to adjust it accordingly. So what Payer Matrix does is allow us to better the lives of our members because of the work that you and your team does.
And look, we both talked about it in the past. It's their money to begin with.
That's right.
The participants are working, to put money into a fund to help afford them benefits and wages and hopefully, retirement benefits. So to the extent that we can work together, and I really do appreciate the partnership, I think we're helping them live better lives.
Oh, you absolutely are. And we look forward to many more years of this.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, John.
Thanks,
Happy
Michael.
holidays and good seeing you.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Union Labor Advisory Network. To stay in the loop, we ask that you please visit our website, ulanetwork.com, and sign up for our newsletter, where we're sending updates relative to the union labor community directly to your inbox. Thank you for supporting labor, and we'll see you next time.